I'm trying to get 100 platinum trophies. I have tons of games on my shelf for PS3, PS4, and PS5 waiting to be platinumed, and in this video, we're platinuming. Dredge is a single-player fishing game with a beautiful art style. However, below the surface hides sinister, almost Lovecraftian horrors.
The horror.
It was developed by the small New Zealand indie studio Black Salt Games and published by Team 17. You may recognize Team 17 from their other big titles such as Overcooked, Moving Out, or the Worms franchise. However, Black Salt Games is a newcomer to the gaming world, with Dredge being their very first title. It was released for PC and consoles on March 30th, 2023, receiving immediate critical acclaim and selling over 100,000 copies in the first 24 hours of release, a feat that developers thought would take a year or more to achieve. The hype train didn't stop there, because in October of the same year, Dredge reached 1 million copies sold, with that number only continuing to grow as I snagged my copy a few months after that during Black Friday. I'm a sucker for fishing games or games with a unique art style, and Dredge checks off both of those boxes, so I knew we were in for a great platinum experience. To give you a brief introduction to the game, we play as a humble fisherman who sets sail towards the town of Greater Morrow in response to a newspaper ad looking for a new angler. Greater Morrow is situated in the middle of a archipelago, which is just a fancy way of saying a group of islands, and upon arrival our boat gets grounded on some rocks, rendering it inoperable and tossing us overboard.
I am under the water, please help me.
After washing up on shore, we climb onto the docks and are introduced to the mayor of Greater Morrow, who provides us with a new fishing vessel to use, for a fee of course, which is where our journey begins. Wow, I am slow as hell. At first, it seems like a normal fisherman job, catching fish and sailing the open seas. However, as nightfall comes and we begin to venture further away from the coast, we start to notice some strange occurrences start happening.
The fuck is that?
You could say there's something fishy going on around here. Side note, my mic was having some issues, so for some of the clips I had to settle with using the audio that was saved through my controller, so I apologize if I sound like an airline pilot in parts of the video.
This is your captain speaking.
Regardless, we got 39 trophies to get for this platinum, so let's jump into it. On day 1, we take control of the boat and the mayor gives us our first pursuit, which is to catch as many fish as possible. This is done to introduce us to the fishing minigame and the storage management system, as well as to make some money to pay back the mayor for the boat he loaned us. After spending the day fishing and getting used to the controls, we head back towards the dock where we get our very first trophy, from the fog, for messing around with the foghorn on the boat.
Oh, nice.
Once we make it back to the dock, the mayor tells us we need to meet the folks around town. We do our rounds and are first introduced to the fishmonger, who will buy all the fish that we catch. Take it all. Followed by the shipwright, who can sell us upgrades for our ship, as well as provide repairs as needed. Yep. And after speaking with her, we got our next trophy, Introductions, for completing the introductory quest. The mayor also gives us our first research part, which are used to unlock new equipment for our ship. We're going to need a lot of these for a couple trophies, but we're going to cover more on that later. We spent the next few days fishing around the area and completing some more pursuits, until the night of day 4 where we ended up catching our very first aberration. Oh, what the hell is that? Aberrations are fish that have been mutated by the corrupted force surrounding these islands, and this is just the first of many we'll need to catch along the way for the trophy, Aberration Attractor. We'll cover more on that later, but first, we bring the mutated fish to the fishmonger, and after a quick dissection, he removes a handkerchief from the body and hands it to us. We don't think much of it and head back to our ship, but upon arrival we are greeted by an unknown man already on board waiting for us. He asks us to bring the handkerchief to Blackstone Isle so he can inspect it, before disappearing into the night. The next morning we head south to Blackstone Isle to meet with the man from last night, who goes by the name The Collector, and find him living in an abandoned mansion on the island. He takes a handkerchief from us and gives us our main objective of the game, which is to find 5 lost relics scattered around Greater Morrows and the surrounding islands, each with their own corresponding trophy. The Collector marks the first location on our map and equips our boat with a dredging crane to use to pull up the lost relics from the seafloor. However, it can also be used to dredge up materials to upgrade our ship. Before making our way to the first relic, I wanted to beef up the ship a bit more, which is where we ended up getting our next trophy, Feeling Prepared, for installing equipment in every single slot on the ship.
Oh, nice.
The next few days were spent using our new dredging crane to gather materials and sell any trinkets we came across to the trader at the neighboring island of Little Morrow, until finally on the night of day 10 we make our way over to the location of the first relic. We complete a quick dredging minigame to grab the key, get me out of here, and bring it back to the collector in the morning where we get our first of the 5 main objective trophies, the key.
Oh, nice.
As a reward, the collector reads something from his book and grants us with the ability Haste, that lets us travel at otherworldly speeds, which I ended up testing out the very next night while running for my life from a ghost ship. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, he sees me. Oh, Dr. Stubb is in. Yep.
Oh shit!
I gotta fucking. Oh, it turned me around! No! Get me out of here. This is not a good time. I would like to dock now, please. Thank you. Well, I guess that's why the mayor told us to get back before sundown. The night before really did a number on our sanity, so we decided to take it easy today with just some dredging and fishing, which ended up getting us our next trophy, Perfect Packing, for filling up every available slot on our vessel.
Oh, nice.
To explain the sanity meter real quick, it's represented by that eye at the top of the screen, and if we stay out nights on end and neglect sleeping, our sanity will drop, causing hallucinations and other bad things to start happening to us, with sleeping being the only way to restore our sanity. An example of said bad things is this death ray thing attacking me in broad daylight. Making my way, hope I don't explode. What the f is that? Yo, what are you, yo? What the hell was that? What? After getting attacked twice in the last 4 days, what the fuck? And almost pulling a Titanic on this rock. Oh! I decided it's time to explore elsewhere and headed towards Devil's Spine, completely ignoring the collector's instructions to go to Gail Cliffs next. Upon entering the waters outside of Devil's Spine, I get the vibe that I'm not supposed to be here as the clear blue water turns to a reddish amber color with lava seeping out of the cracks in the ocean floor below.
It's so damn hot!
I quickly dock at the first place I can, which ends up being a traveling merchant boat, who is like a mobile fishmonger and shipwright all rolled up into one. She's also the only person who sells research parts, which will definitely come in clutch later on.
And what is that, bro?
On day 18, we set out to explore Devil's Spine and find our way to a temple where we meet the Fanatic. He asks us to be the herald of the Purge for him and retrieve 3 fathomless flames to reignite these statues on the island. In order to get these flames, we need to complete 3 shrines of the deep, each asking for a different offering of fish. We were only able to complete a single shrine due to us lacking the proper equipment to catch any of the fish around here, which is my fault for coming over here as early as I did. However, thanks to our crab pots, we were able to complete the crab shrine and light up the first statue at the temple. The crab pots are seriously OP because the very next morning I sold a few more crabs and got the trophy Lives for Profit for selling $2,500 worth of fish.
Nice.
I immediately reinvested those profits back into the boat and got the trophy Hull Improved for upgrading our ship to the 2nd tier hull, giving us much more room to work with inside. Over the last few days, we've accumulated a good amount of trinkets and treasures that are taking up space in our storage, so we head back to Little Morrow's to pay the trader another visit, and along the way we ended up getting the trophy Careless Harvesting for depleting 25 fishing spots. I wouldn't have even gotten this trophy if I wasn't an idiot. Just watch. After making it back to the Morrows, we only stick around for a short while before going back to Devil's Spine to complete the 2nd shrine, which gives us a fathomless flame as well as this weird looking talisman. We toss the talisman into our storage for now and then head over to the temple to ignite the 2nd statue. Afterwards, we install a volcanic rod on our ship, meaning we can finally start catching some of the fish around this area. With the help of our new rod, we're able to partially complete the final shrine, however we still don't have the proper equipment to catch the last fish we need for it, so we'll have to come back for that when we're better equipped. Speaking of equipment, a couple days later we finally get around to installing that weird talisman we got from the second shrine, which got us the trophy Swift Reaper for having a combined fishing speed of 200% or more.
Oh, good shit.
Fishing speed is important because the higher the percentage, the less time that passes while fishing, in turn giving us more time to fish each day. There isn't much more we can do at Devil's Spine at this point, so we make our way back to Greater Maros, and along the way we ended up getting the trophy Cruel Heat for keeping our haste meter over 50% for over 10 seconds. While in Greater Maros, we drop off a few crab pots and pimp my ride a bit more by installing some new lights, poles, and engines. That's about all we do before heading back to Devil's Spine yet again because I forgot something that we need for the next trophy, Hull Refined. We came back here for a piece of refined metal that's needed to finish upgrading our hull. However, before grabbing it, I wanted to show you how I outplayed this giant fish while dredging up a different item for a side quest.
Oh Lord, he coming!
Quick. Let's go. I'll go this way. Let him come in. Do the old beta route.
Stupid, I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
Oh, get out of there. Yes! Oh, I did it. I f***ing did it. Oh no, don't run into a wall. I can't believe I did that. Our attempts to get the refined metal, however, were not as smooth. Oh, he's right there. As we kept dying over and over again to the Piranha Mama and having to restart day 36 like we were in frickin' Groundhog's Day. Come on, bro. Let's get it. I don't want the light. Finally though, on the 7th attempt, we were able to successfully dredge it up with little to no pushback, might I add, which makes me question why we struggled so much before. Regardless, we head back to the traveling merchant before we get excommunicadoed again, and use the refined metal to upgrade our ship and get the trophy Hull Refined for upgrading to the 3rd tier hull.
Yeah, boy.
An upgraded hull means more room for engines. More engines means more speed, and more speed gets us the trophy No Time to Linger for having a combined speed of over 75 garlic knots. I also installed a trawl net while we're here that works by dragging behind the ship to catch fish as we sail around, and just like the crab pots, it's a great way to make some passive income. Speaking of the crab pots, you remember those ones that we dropped earlier? Well, after arriving back to Greater Maro, we see that they're all filled to the brim, and while emptying them out, we got our next trophy trapped by these walls for catching 100 crabs with pots.
Oh, hell yeah.
We spent the next day trolling around Greater Maros trying to catch any fish species we may have missed, before finally making our way over to Gail Cliffs for the next main objective, something the collector wanted us to do 4 weeks ago at this point. Along the way over, we stopped just off the coast of Gail Cliffs to catch some new fish species, and ended up getting the trophy Lifted from the Deep for catching 250 fish using rods.
What's that? Nice.
After finally arriving at Gail Cliffs, we dock at Ingfell where we meet a retired whaler who complains about his brother moving to the neighboring cliffs. We go over and meet his brother at the cliffs, and
To make a long fucking story short,
the hermit and the whaler are brothers who are beefing over inheritance. In a fit of rage, the hermit stole the family crest from the whaler before moving to these cliffs. However, he feels bad now and wants to return the crest to his brother, but there's a problem. He doesn't have the crest anymore because a giant monster attacked the cliffs and dragged his home to the depths below, bringing the family crest down with it. After venturing out to retrieve the crest, we bring it back to the whaler and let him know that his brother is sorry and would like to come back home. The whaler agrees, and after tossing the hermit into our cargo bay, we bring him back to Ingfell to reunite the brothers again. As a sign of appreciation, the whaler gives us some explosives which he used to clear the debris by the cliffs, blocking the next main objective we need, the music box. Nice. We spent the next few days dredging up some more materials and research parts. Uh-oh. Another one? Okay. Oh, no! Ooh! Ooh!
Your ass back here, boy!
Oh, he's still coming. He's still coming. Before making our way back to Blackstone Isle, where we got the trophy The Secret for delivering the music box to the collector.
Hey.
The collector then reads from his book again, giving us a power called Manifest that allows us to teleport back to Blackstone Isle from anywhere. Afterwards, we head over to the shipwright and put those materials we just gathered to good use by upgrading our ship to the final tier hull and getting the trophy hull advanced in the process.
Yeah.
With our hull fully upgraded, we toss on a few more lights and end up getting the trophy Light Up the Night for having a combined light strength of over 3,000 lumens.
Nice.
Before going to Stellar Basin for the next main objective, we head back to Gail Cliffs for a few things. 1 to make some money, 2 to get some more research parts, and 3 to get some more explosives. We spent the next week fishing, buying more research parts from the merchant any chance we could, and fighting for our life. Oh, come on, oh, he's coming the right way! Oh, get juked! Until day 58, where we decided it was time for us to finally make our way to Stellar Basin. To save some time on the trip there, we try out the new power Manifest the collector gave us, and end up getting the trophy Dimensional Bypass for using it to travel a long distance.
You're mad. I'm back.
Upon arriving at Stellar Basin, we found ourselves at an abandoned research outpost loaded with more research parts, which I'm never mad about finding. Oh, another one. Nice. From there, we head to an old fortress where we meet a researcher who explains that the reason the outpost is abandoned is due to a giant beast rising up from the basin, causing her to flee the area and leave her equipment behind. She then asks if we can catch some fish for her research, which we're able to provide in no time at all. There you go. But then she asks for even more fish, and this is where the problem lies. The fish she needs are all abyssal fish that we have no way to catch, and even if we did have a way to catch them, there's that giant monster down there that'll attack anything that comes within range. Yo! Alright. Don't worry though, the researcher has a plan and asks us to go retrieve a device that she was working on at the outpost, while she continues to work on a machine at the fort. After grabbing the parts and bringing them back to her, she gives us a sampling device which allows us to catch abyssal fish for her research, as well as a repulsion machine that she was working on that emits a sound to ward off the beast. Before setting up the machine, we spent some time fishing around and ended up catching more than we could hold. But that's alright though, because it got us our next trophy unwanted for discarding 25 fish. We also found a dog along the way.
Hi, doggy.
There's no trophy or anything for it, I just wanted to mention him because he looks like a good boy. Alright dog, come on. The next day, we finally install a winch on our boat that allows us to catch abyssal fish that we need for the researcher, but before we can do that, we need to hook up the repulsion machine to the generator at the research outpost to power it, and to keep the beast of the basin at bay for up to 12 hours while we fish directly above it. We fished through the night and were able to deliver all the specimens that the researcher required, which rewards us with a book? I honestly thought she was going to give us our next relic, but I realized that we're just going to have to use the new winch we installed to fish it up from the center of the basin.
Psych!
Which we'll do in a second, because first we head back to the trader in Little Morrow to sell some more loot, and ended up getting the trophy Cash for Gold for selling a total of $1,500 worth of trinkets.
Look at that. Oh, nice, nice, nice.
After selling the goods, we head back to Stellar Basin and snag the next relic for the collector. Before bringing it back to him, we spent a few more days catching some fish in the area and buying more research parts until day 68, where we finally put them to use to finish researching all the engines for the trophy Research Engines.
Hey, good shit.
We still had some parts left over after that, so we decided to put it towards the last of the crab pots and got the trophy Research Pots.
Yeah.
We're not done yet, because after a few more days of lowballing the merchant for parts,
So, I can offer you a bag of Doritos for it.
we're able to get enough to complete research on the rest of the nets and get the trophy Research Nets.
Hey, let's go.
After all that, we finally make our way back to Blackstone Isle where we get our 4th trophy in the last 5 days, the Bond, for delivering the ring to the collector.
Hey, okay.
As a reward, he gives us the power Banish, which lets us ward off danger for a short period of time, and could have helped me in so many situations before this. I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. I'm really gonna die. There's no way I'm escaping this shit. The collector wants us to go to Twisted Strand next, but before heading over there we make a quick pit stop over at Gail Cliffs to buy a few more parts so we can finish research on the final rod, and get the trophy Research Rods,
Hey, let's go.
completing the last of the research trophies. We finally make our way to Twisted Strand, and after looking around, it really feels like we're back on the bayou on account of all the overgrown trees and the gators. What is that, bro? We weave our way through the winding islands to the very center where we find a stranded airman who tells us how him and his squadron crash landed here a while back and were attacked by these monsters in the water. These monsters, mind-suckers as the airmen call them, picked off all the members of his squad, leaving him as a lone survivor, and asks for our help getting his revenge. He already has traps set up in the area, but he needs firepower to take them out, and that's where we come in. He needs our help to retrieve the mortar launcher pieces from his fallen comrades' planes located around the area. After returning the pieces back to the airman, he tells us the final step is to create 3 baits from different kinds of fish around the area to attract the monsters to the traps. We spent the next couple days and nights catching fish before returning back to the airman to make the bait.
Nice. Alright.
With the bait in hand, we head out to set the first trap, and I had a bit of a rocky start.
Oh! I went right into him.
But after that, it was all smooth sailing.
No, 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 no. Wait. Wait.
We just have to do that 2 more times, and on the way to bait the second trap, we unexpectedly got the trophy Prey Sighted for spotting every type of fish with a spyglass.
Hey.
Anyways,
Friendly airstrike on the way.
we exterminate the next 2 mindsuckers and harvest their flesh before bringing it back to the airman as proof that the threats have been eliminated. Upon delivering the final piece, he slices it open, revealing the next relic we need for the collector, the necklace, which the airman gives to us as a token of gratitude for avenging his fallen brethren. The airman offers an option to create bait, which we use the very next morning to get the trophy mixed results for attracting 3 different fish species to a single bait spot.
Oh wait, really? Oh.
After that, we decided to explore around Twisted Strand a bit more to see what we could find, and ended up getting the trophy tangled in this web for catching 150 fish with the trawl net.
Hey! What is that, 150? Yeah, nice.
We didn't find much around here, so we head back to the collector and deliver him the necklace for the next trophy, the chains.
Alright, don't mind if I do.
As usual, the collector gives us a new power, this time atrophy, that allows us to instantly harvest the fish around us, which we end up testing out the very next day on some sharks and got the trophy unsustainable fishing for using it on a faraway fishing spot.
There it is.
We just used atrophy to get a trophy. For the final relic, the collector wants us to head back to Devil's Spine. However, I remember there being a bunch of destructible walls in our way the last time we were there, so I make another pit stop at Gail Cliffs, this time to stock up on some bombs. Then, on the way to Devil's Spine, we decide to venture out more eastward into the open ocean to try and catch the last few fish we were missing for the trophy Master Angler, and we quickly learn why you should absolutely avoid the open ocean at all cost.
I'm in danger!
This sent us back to day 86 at Gail Cliffs, so we decided to just count our losses and take a straight shot to Devil's Spine to get the last relic for the collector. It didn't take us very long to grab it thanks to the work we put in earlier, and all we need to do is catch the ghost shark we weren't able to before, deliver it to the last shrine, and take the fathomless flame to the temple to ignite the last statue. After igniting the statue, the fanatic begins to chant before bursting into flames and turning to ash, leaving behind the final relic, the pocket watch.
I will be taking this.
We take the watch back to the collector to get the trophy The Moment.
I probably should have kept it from him, but whatever. Hey, I got a trophy though.
And this is where he tells us his collection is complete and we now need to take one last voyage together to complete the ritual, which is the final mission of the game. We tell him we're not ready yet, as we still got 6 more miscellaneous trophies left to get first, which is how we ended up spending the next 30 days. We didn't have to wait long, because only 2 days in, while at Devil's Spine trying to complete a side pursuit for the trader, we stumbled across the coelacanth, which was the last fish species we needed to catch for the trophy Master Angler.
Yeah!
The next few days weren't as eventful, as it mostly consisted of us scouring every single landmass in search of docks or shrines for our next 2 trophies. However, along the way, we were finally able to find a home for that dog that's been camped out in my storage for the last month and a half.
Yeah, take it. Yo! That dog is zooted, what the heck?
What the dog doing?
I'm not using any type of guide for this, so we're just marking up the map as we make our way from island to island, completing a shrine or two along the way, until finally in the early morning of day 103, we find ourselves at a broken down dock at the very bottom of Gail Cliffs, where we got the next trophy, Save Haven, for visiting every dock in the game.
Hey, that was the last dock I needed. Oh yeah.
Conveniently enough, the last shrine we needed to complete was right next to this dock. However, it took us multiple attempts before we found the right combination of crabs to complete the shrine and get the trophy Servant of the Shrines.
Hey, there it is.
Immediately after completing the last shrine, we head out into the open ocean, determined to catch that last fish we needed for the trophy Aberration Attractor, but this time with a big brain move up our sleeve. We toss some bait in the water to bring the fish to us, and then fish like normal until we see the outline of the fish that we need an aberration of. And instead of leaving it up to chance and fishing like normal, we use the power Atrophy and...
Let's go. Freaking life hack.
Since we're already in Gail Cliffs, we used that to our advantage and spent the next week grinding out the trophy Banisher for banishing 10 threats, or in our case, the same threat over and over again. The way that worked best for me was to float by one of the holes that the giant eel lives in,
Come and get me.
and bait him out of hiding so we could use the power to banish him. We then would sleep for a few hours to allow the power to cool down, before heading back out to repeat those steps until finally on day 116 where we got the trophy.
Yeah, alright, I can count.
For our next trophy Providence, we need to complete every side quest in the game, one way or another. During our travels, we've come across a couple of these hooded figures chilling on random islands, each with their own quest asking for a different type of fish. We find the last of these figures kicking it outside a twisted strand, and after giving him the barrel-eye fish he requested, we complete the final side quest and lock down the trophy.
Hey, let's go.
With all the miscellaneous trophies out of the way, we're ready to make the final voyage with the Collector. He has us rest until 1 AM to allow the fog to thicken before climbing aboard with the relics and instructing us to head west towards a red glowing light in the distance. Once we arrive, the Collector begins reading from the book and slowly throwing each of the relics overboard, granting us the trophy Unshackled and waking up something from the deeps below. We then see the body of a woman float up from underneath the surface. However, that's not the only thing, because as the camera pans up, we see the head of an enormous creature rise out of the water.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the?
Before cutting to black and showing the town of Greater Morrow in ruins, revealing to us the consequences of our actions. It's not over yet. We still got one final trophy left to get before the platinum, and I promise that it ends better than before. Well, at least in the grand scheme of things. Dredge actually has a secret ending, and in order to achieve it, we first need to visit a small island off the coast of Devil's Spine, where we find the old mayor of Greater Morrow. He seems to have gone mad and is mainly speaking in tongues, but the few things we can make out is something about a book being dangerous and to speak to the lighthouse keeper at Greater Morrows. We head back to the lighthouse keeper, and she ends up leaving us more confused than we were before. So we decide to head over to the Collector to see if we can get more info from him, and this is where things go from confusing to just mental. The Collector says that we were there when the book was dredged up, but we're tired of hearing his lies and decide to just take the book by force. During the struggle, we end up striking the Collector and hear a shatter, revealing that, spoiler warning, we've been talking to a mirror this whole time and that we're actually the Collector and have always been in possession of the book. With that mindfuck out of the way, we beeline it over to the lighthouse keeper with the book so we can make things right. She tells us we need to return it back to where it came from before having us sleep until conditions are right for her to illuminate our path with the lighthouse. Upon arriving to the area, we begin struggling with the book before finally overpowering it and throwing it back to the deep.
Be gone!
Giving us the trophy sated, along with the platinum trophy, as well as finally releasing the hold this book has on the area. We've accepted our fate at this point and give ourselves up to the Leviathan of the Deep, where the game ends and cuts to black again, except this time revealing that the town of Greater Morrow is no longer in ruins and actually looks to be prospering. That was honestly such a beautiful game, and I really can't wait to see what Black Salt Games has for us in the future. With Dredge complete and platinum number 71 secured, we're one more step closer to our goal. Dredge was actually recently added to the PlayStation Plus catalog, so if you haven't played it yet, this is your sign to check it out for yourself. Or if you're like me and prefer physical over digital, I just found out they're releasing a complete edition soon with all the DLC included, so that would definitely be the way to go. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like and subscribe as it definitely helps me out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.